Okay, thanks for joining us. My name is Bruce. I am a Group X instructor here at Princeton Club. I'm joined here by Zack.
Yep, Program Director and Group X instructor at Princeton Club New Berlin.
Exciting. I should have said New Berlin. We're definitely New Berlin. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do a short exercise. We're going to do 6 Tabata style sets. So that means we're going to do 20 seconds of exercise, a 10-second break, and then a 20 seconds of exercise 8 times. After that, we're going to do a short core work. We're going to do 6 sets of that. I'm going to explain each exercise ahead of time. Now, when I put this together, I planned it for A, no equipment, and B, something you can easily modify for what works for you. So, what does that mean? That means I'm going to do things like high knees. High knees, you can go really athletic and really get your knees high up in the air, but if jumping doesn't work for you that well, just simply raising each knee, alternating, can be a great way to still get your heart rate up without having that jumping motion that might not work for you. And so what I'll try to do is focus on saying those modifications, and I'm hoping Zach will be able to demonstrate some of those modifications, and that way, regardless of what your ability level is, regardless of where you are, you should be able to do this and still get something out of it. At least that's my hope. So, you ready to get started?
Are you saying I can't handle the upper level?
Well, we know you can't handle it, but that's okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start into this. Zach and I have to really work on our core here. So that's why we have these core breaks between each of these sets. So, we're going to do 2 exercises alternating back and forth, and then core 6 times. To get started, let's first though warm up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some arm circles. So let's go ahead and do some arm circles. Do one at a time first, and then if you want to pull both together, you can go forward or backward. Did this with my kids the other day, just yesterday, and they wanted to do them opposites, and I said, no, please don't do that. And so what you can do is, like I said, both at the same time, or both alternating. Now take those arms, put them out to either side. Let's do some windmill toe touches. So hands out to either side and alternate, touching the opposite toe. I'm not going to go for speed here. What we're going for is just a nice range of motion, just getting our body warmed up before we do some of these more athletic exercises.
Also a great reminder to do this workout as a family with your kids, get them active.
One of the biggest advantages of using no equipment is you should be able to do this pretty much anywhere, and even in a somewhat confined space. So yeah, if you've got your whole family working out together, we did this in our front room yesterday, you should be able to do the same thing. Okay, so now switch up to squats. When you do these squats, make sure you keep your weight in your heels, make sure your knees track over your second toe, and you keep your chest up. Don't worry about speed with these, worry more about getting your knees now down to that 90 degree, and honestly your hips too. If your weight's in your heels though, you're probably doing a pretty good squat. Try to get them going nice and low. 2 more of these. And then let's go to a lunge, a pulsing lunge. Just pick a foot to go forward. I'm going to go with my left foot forward. Right leg back, both knees at 90 degrees, hands over the head, and we're going to pulse out these lunges. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's switch. Same thing on the other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're warmed up. Let's get started with this. What we're going to do is we're going to have a timer going to keep us honest. And Zach, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, so for the first set, we're going to alternate between jumping jacks and a high to low plank. So jumping jack you can modify if you want by doing a step out or just a normal jumping jack. If you have low ceiling, you can do a cross jack too, so you can do one of these. That way your hands aren't going to fall over your head. For the high to low plank, you're going to be in a plank and you're simply going to alternate between a high and a low position. So we're going to start with those jumping jacks, starting in 5 seconds. 20 seconds of hard athletic activity. Let's go.
All right, let's get it. So I feel like we need to name this workout.
We're naming it?
I'm thinking like the boys are back in town.
Oh my goodness, Zach's done too many of these, so he has this all figured out. So for me, this is a little bit odd. For him, he's like, there's something like 20 of these already. Let's get some names. Boys back in town works for me. Down to the mat, 4 high to low planks. Start either high or low. Think of the direction you're going when you do these. Change that direction after the first one. So, as you do these, think about your hips. Ideally, you want your hips square to the ground. If you feel like your hips are swinging all over the place, spread your feet a little farther apart. That way you can keep a nice wide base. And then tighten the core so that your hips stay square. Okay, 10 seconds and more jumping jacks. Okay.
We're almost there, right?
Almost there, so let's go. And like I said, I want this to work for absolutely anybody. So my 5 and 6-year-old are sitting there kind of flailing around. Work with everybody, though, just keep on moving. That's the goal here. 20 seconds of hard movement, 10 seconds of your heart rate come down a tiny bit, and back to it.
3, 2, 1.
And back down to that. Now, with planks, anytime you do a plank, you can always modify by going to your knees.
3,
Still a good plank.
2, 1. Exercise.
Either way, though, keep your hips nice and low. Easiest way to do that is think about flexing your glutes so your back straightens out and you're doing the work with your core to keep your body nice and straight. Now, if you want to get some more athletic, you can go a little faster or a little slower.
Rest.
Fast jumping jacks.
Absolutely.
Oh, he is so
Hey!
fun, folks. You have no idea how hard I was laughing before we started. Okay, let's go. Jumping jacks.
Boys are back in town. Spread the word around.
Okay, who sings that, Zach?
Ben and Lizzie.
Let's keep it that way.
Back in the sun.
Boom!
Oh! That hurts.
3,
Promise we're the only ones to laugh at that. Okay, high and low planks. Don't forget that modification, go into your knees.
3,
Honestly, if this is getting a little bit much, you can just hold the plank too for 20 seconds. So if you hold the high plank or hold the low plank, the goal here though is making sure your hips stay low. So if you feel, oh, I can't do this unless I lift my hips in the air, just hold that plank and think about that. It's just 20 seconds. I promise you to do it for 20 seconds.
You should probably just make that other modification.
rest.
Two more total, one more of each. Back to jumping jacks in 3 seconds.
2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise A.
Now, with these Tabata exercises, one of the things to concentrate on, doing the same thing 4 times. That means, try to make the 4th one your best one. What does that mean? That means go a little faster, have a little bit better form. You don't want to get tired, you can get less out of that 8th exercise.
2, 1. Rest.
Last one, high and low planks.
Oh yeah.
Once we're done with this, we're going to hold a boat pose. So when we finish, get on your butt, and we're going to do that boat pose together.
Exercise B.
Zach and I are competing slightly,
You're
so if
fine.
you're with your family, make sure you do the same thing.
I know it's possible to go that fast,
3,
Bruce.
2, 1. Rest.
Okay, boat pose. So, on your butts, feet in the air, hands to either side, and hold. We're holding this for about 35 seconds. When you do this, a lot of ways you can do this. The key, though, is engaging your core, holding your body in this form. What this is doing is just simply keeping your muscles under tension without doing a lot of work, but working it the same for the 35 seconds. We're going to do this for about another 15. Hold on one second.
It's going well. I think we're about 8 feet apart and more comfortable. Just know I do that.
Yeah, this is ideal.
8 feet is safer.
Okay, almost there. Hold it just a little bit longer. Keep those feet off the ground.
That's halfway.
Okay, so next set, we're going to do the exact same thing with 3 new exercises. First one is going to be a squat with a calf raise. So we did some squats in the warm-up. When you come up though, we're going to come up on the balls of your feet. Now with these, make sure your weight shifts from the heels to the balls of your feet each time. After that, we're going to do some plank jacks. So, same position we were just in, but instead of going up and down, we're just going to jack out those feet. Same thing as before, you can modify. You can do a step out or just hold that plank. After that, we're going to do a toe touch crunch. We're going to be on our back. This is for the core cool down after, and we're just going to try to pulse those shoulders off the ground. So let's start. Let's squat and calf raise. Now with these, like I said, really think about where your weight is. You want that weight in the heels, and then shifting to those balls of your feet so that you get that calf benefit as well as the quad benefit of that squat.
2, 1. Rest.
Plank jacks.
I'm not going to say we're halfway there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh!
Your kids again?
How am I? About 12.
Okay, plank jacks.
Might be generous.
Yeah, exactly.
8.
5 more seconds. And when you do these, think about this is the cardio here, so really try to get these going fast.
Rest.
Back up for that squat with calf raise. These don't go quite as fast. Form is more important than speed on these.
1. Exercise A.
It's impressive when most people would quit at 1, but you keep going even after it says rest. Bruce gets 1 extra rep for each set.
You know, honestly with these, the timer is more about making sure you just don't do something for 20 minutes as opposed to seconds.
Rest.
It's just to keep you going, alternating back and forth. But one of the dangers of Tabata is cutting it down to just 17 seconds or 15 seconds.
3.
You really want that 20.
1.
Then you notice the Christian Diompi rule, where 2 minutes was 4 minutes or 5
Well,
minutes.
yeah, there is always that too.
20
That's
seconds was 90 seconds.
one of the downsides of using a timer, is I can't accidentally flub 2 minutes into 4.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Okay, now we're halfway there. So, see, it was that funny.
3, 1. Exercise A.
So if the calf raise doesn't work for you, you can just do a squat. Don't come up on those balls of your feet. Still good movement, still good strength. Still, if you hold it a little bit faster, still gets your heart rate up a little bit. But if you can, add that calf raise
3,
in.
2, 1. Rest.
Plank jack.
Three, 2, 1. Exercise B.
Like I said before, you can certainly also do a tap out. Still good core work, still working the same muscles, a little bit lower intensity, but if you can't get the full jack.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
One more set. Okay.
Feeling good?
It was probably so nice when it's quiet.
Exercise A.
Really squeeze through the calves each time you come up too. It's a nice exercise in balance, and that weight fall back heels, and then lifting up.
Three, 2, 1.
Okay, one last set of plank jacks. Really make these your best set. In 3 seconds,
2.
think about how you're going to blow out your previous records.
Exercise B.
With all of these, you're only competing with yourself. The idea is do better than what you think you can do. At the end of each of these Tabata sets, you should be thinking, I'm not sure I could do one more. That's the ideal. All the way through the end, 3 more.
2, 1.
Time. On your back for that toe touch crunch. Feet in the air, and then raise your shoulder blades off the mat, raising your fingers towards your toes. Ideally, keep your feet still and just think about how you're drawing through your core to raise your upper body off the mat, off the ground, and raising those hands straight up in the air.
So Bruce, I didn't realize we'd started because I couldn't see you.
Okay?
So I'm going to have to go an extra 10
Okay,
seconds
you keep
after.
going as I explain the next exercises.
Perfect.
Perfect, sir. Or you can just take a break. I don't think you need much more core work. Your core's doing
I'm
just
good.
fine.
Let's get it.
That's halfway.
Okay, for the next set, as Zach continues doing toe touch crunches, we're going to do skaters and burpees. So, skaters, great exercise you can do at any intensity level works for you. The idea is you're jumping back and forth as if you were skating. And so, if you get a bigger jump, it's a little more athletic. Smaller jump, a little less athletic. After that, we're going to do a burpee. Burpee's another way where you can modify. Jump up, down, into a push-up, then back up, repeat. You can take out the jump, you can take out the push-up, it's still a burpee. After that, we're going to do a plank with an arm raise. So, again, the plank for core. This time, we're just going to alternate raising alternate arms. Let's start with those skaters.
Exercise A.
Like I said, make this as athletic as works for you. Don't worry about that family member who seems to really be overdoing it. Just get that heart rate up for those next 3 seconds.
2, 1. Rest.
To the mat. If you don't have a mat at home, a towel works just as well.
2, 1.
Now just
Exercise
hold
speed.
that plank and raise that alternating arm.
Are we doing burpees? All right, taking over.
We are doing burpees, Zach. Thank you.
That's what it takes two.
3.
Takes a village.
Rest.
Okay, back to skaters and then burpees. Well, other than flipping the ages of my kids, that'll be the biggest flub I have. Okay, so
1.
back to skaters. You know, Zach, remember that?
It's easy to be a backseat instructor.
It's funny, he doesn't have a sheet in front of him, and I do. So, I guess that'll happen. 3 more seconds.
2, 1. Rest.
Burpees. How could I forget about burpees? Too, I love them so much.
It's a tough round.
Well, not as tough when you forget the burpees. Okay, here we go. Ready, and go.
Exercise speed.
Now, if you can, try to fall right into that push-up and that burpee. That's the way it makes the most athletic. If you don't want to do the push-up or the jump, just take them out. You can just go to that plank position
3,
and stand back up.
1. Rest.
Woo! Skaters. Oh, I really do sweat more than most people. Okay, anyway.
1.
It's a gift you have.
It's a gift and a curse. Halfway there.
It takes two to make things go right.
You know, I really wish we could play music.
It takes two to make it outside.
Burpees.
Little 80s prop bass.
It wasn't the song choice. Okay. 2 and burpees.
Exercise speed.
Now, if burpees don't work for you at all, you can hold the plank. We're doing a lot of planks in here, though. It's not like a little bit tiring.
2, 1. Rest.
Yeah. Skaters, honestly, the best way to modify any of these, change the pace. It's all body weight, you can't change that.
1.
But you can slow down
Exercise A.
a skater. You can slow down a burpee. So honestly, don't try to compete with your neighbor, your family member, this video. You should be competing with this yourself. Can you do a little bit better? Especially with this last set.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
And one more set of burpees.
Yeah.
In 5 seconds.
3.
Ideally, you are huffing and puffing like this. That's the goal.
Exercise
Go. Okay, now the plank with the arm raises. Are you sure? I'm more sure than I was before. Okay, tighten those glutes, get that nice plank position, then start alternating that arm raise. What I was saying before is really think about your hips this time. I said that earlier when we were in the plank. Here it means even more. By lifting that arm, body weight has to shift a little bit. The goal is to use your core to keep it as still as possible. You should feel that every time you lift that arm, your core having to engage to keep your body still. Ideally, your hands are right below your shoulders while they're down. 3 more seconds.
That's halfway.
Okay. We are now truly halfway there. So, the next one, we're going to do a single leg deadlift and a tuck jump. Single leg deadlift, you're simply going to, on one leg, bend over until your body and leg are parallel to the ground, then come back up. And back down, then back up. Not too fast, don't let momentum do the work. After that, we're doing a tuck jump. With a tuck jump, you're jumping up and just simply tapping your legs with your hands. So, up like this, and repeat. Now, this one is another one where slowing down will make it a little bit easier. Don't try to go too fast. Lastly, for the core break, we're going to do diamond push-ups. We'll get to those. So,
Exercise A.
we're going to start with single leg deadlift. So on the one foot, Simply slowly go down until your body and leg are parallel to the ground, then come back up.
3,
The second time through, we're going to switch sides, so think about which leg you're on. Okay, tuck jumps in 7 seconds. If tuck jumps don't work for you, you can just do more squats.
3,
Or another modification.
1.
Or alternate legs, thank you, Zach. Zach is much more jumpy than I am. My goodness, look at this guy. So remember when I said earlier using them into lighter modifications? I lied to you. Look at this guy.
It's only set 1.
So now Zach has to do better than set 4. Let's see how he does with that.
How about we switch or better?
No, I like this arrangement, so this is great. 4 seconds. Make sure you use that other leg for that deadlift.
Exercise A.
Really think about using your hip, your leg muscles, and your core to make sure that you slowly do this deadlift so that you're not letting your body weight just bring your body down.
1. Rest.
Okay, tuck jumps. I'll see if I can go as fast as Zach just did.
And I'll go as slow as Bruce did. Right?
Oh! You guys better forgetting stuff.
Let me see. Yeah, that's easier.
Five seconds.
3, 2.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Visual leg. Visual
That's
leg.
the first leg.
3, 2, 1. Exercise A.
Now this is a nice one in the sense that we're alternating between something that's very, very high heart rate and something that is not. Now you'll see Zach doing a modification. You can lift that knee when you come back down. 4 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
More.
You this time, buddy. Okay.
I would quick the last time too.
Yeah, that's true, you did.
2.
Okay, halfway there.
Exercise B.
Something tells me this is the most embarrassing part of the video. Okay. 3 more seconds.
2. Rest.
As long as they're doing that and not just watching us, they should
I'm
be worried
actually
about
laughing. Okay. Second leg.
2.
1 more deadlift.
Exercise A.
If you're just watching this video and not doing it, you may be a Facebook stalker.
More importantly, remember that if it causes you to laugh, that works the core a little bit. Still getting a good workout.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Rest.
Now, make this your best set. So whatever you're doing, up the ante a little bit. Get those tuck jumps in. Just 20 more seconds.
Let's face each other.
Here we go.
Exercise B.
Not your faster. This is more fun. Hoop, up, hip, up, hey.
2, 1.
Rest.
Okay. Diamond push-ups. So, get down on the ground. Hands into a diamond. This is going to be a tricep push-up. So, hands underneath your chest, then go down to that push-up, come back up. Now, easy modification, down to your knees. If you can though, step on those toes, get a few good push-ups in. Just hold that plank until you're ready for another push-up. Easy modification, you can do a tricep push-up with your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows at your sides. Still works those triceps.
That's halfway.
Okay, next up, 2 left. Kick through lunge. So what we're gonna do a back stepping lunge. Both knees 90 degrees, and then we're gonna come forward with that leg, kick and punch with the opposite arm. So, back and forward. Remember side you're on, other side next time through. After that, mountain climbers. More nice cardio, down on the floor, in a plank, You're going to alternate, feet coming forward. After that, we'll do seesaws for our core break. So, kick through lunge. Don't go too fast in this first one.
2,
And let's go.
exercise A.
Lunge with kick through. Now, for the big part of this one, make sure that lunge gets all the way down. What do I mean? I mean 90 degrees with both knees. That means your upper leg on the leg that's forward should be parallel to the ground.
Rest.
Mountain climbers.
Modification, child's pose.
Ha.
2,
Easy modification for mountain climbers
exercise B.
is you can do alternating step forward and tap. You can slow down mountain climbers quite a bit. Still hold that plank. Still get a mountain climber in. You can also modify to a power climber if that works better for you. But ideally, try to keep those feet moving fast to that mountain climber.
Rest.
Woo. Other side for that kick through lunge.
3, 2, 1. Exercise A.
You might notice in these last 2 rounds what your strong side is in terms of your balancing leg. That's why we work them both. Try to bring those 2 closer to center to balance. I just did a new word called silence. It's a combination of center
Rest.
and balance.
Back to mountain climbers.
3,
3 seconds.
2, 1. Exercise B.
Like I said before, mountain climber is one of the easiest ones to adjust for your level. Go as fast with your feet as it works for you. You want to get that heart rate up? That could be
3,
any speed.
2, 1. Rest.
Kick through lunge.
Strong 5 of 6, yes?
5 of 6, sir.
2, 1. Exercise A.
That's that first leg.
So if you're used to doing boot camp with Bruce, and usually do both boot camps, 9:30 and 10:45, you just watch this twice.
That's right. Just repeat it.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
If you're a friend Beth, you do it 3 times.
Ha.
3, 2, 1. Exercise B.
How are we feeling right now?
Oh, I'm feeling great. How about you, Zach?
Excellent. Beautiful day for a workout.
Now, as you're in this third set of mountain climbers, think about your hips. How high are they getting? Are they still nice and low?
3,
Try to keep as low as you can.
1. Rest.
Last, kick through lunge.
3, 2, 1. Exercise A.
On this last one, really think about that range of motion. All the way to 90 every time. And I'm really happy there's video evidence of just how much I sweat. You know, you're gonna think, hey, I think my screen isn't right. All this pixelation, weird distortion. No, that's real.
It's so much sweat that my eye lenses are actually fogged up.
Exercise B.
Last set of mountain climbers.
Yeah, let's get it.
Last set. Last set, best set. 10 seconds.
Oh!
3,
3,
2, 1. Okay, hold the plank and seesaw. Ha.
Forearms, elbows, also an option. Anything going on with your wrists,
That's right.
shoulders?
Maybe much better on your elbows. Thanks, Zach.
It's actually harder. If it doesn't work for your wrist, bonus core for you then.
Okay. So, let's start with that last set.
rest.
And for the last set, we're going to do no surrenders, followed by high knees.
Never surrender!
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
We
sorry.
talked about this, Zach. Okay, so for these, you're going to want to alternate going down on one knee, down on the other knee, up, and up. Now with these, try to have a mat, or at least a folded over towel, so you don't hurt your knees. Ideally, alternate which knee goes first every time we go through. After that, we're gonna do high knees. So much like the tuck jumps, we're just gonna be alternating one knee up and then the other. Try to get some nice balance in your step. If that doesn't work, just alternate raising those knees. The last core break is gonna be a down dog with a knee pull. So for that, you go down to a down dog, and you pull the knee through, kind of across your body, and then back up and up. And then back through, and then back up. I'll give you a halfway point to switch sides. So, starting no surrenders. Zach wants us to face each other because then we can stare into each other's eyes. It's so nice.
Because we're best friends. Best workout friends.
We've got 15 seconds.
His wife Jesse's thinking, I thought I was Bruce's best workout friend. No, you're still his favorite, but I'm his best workout friend.
Just every Tuesday night, as soon as we're back open.
Yeah.
Okay, so no surrenders when you're ready.
Exercise A.
So keep those hands over your head, and then down, down, up, up.
We
Now,
stand
if you want
in
it
this
a little bit
spot.
harder, you can either stand all the way up, or you can stay crouching. If you stay crouching, you're gonna load those quads in between.
I'll be crouching timer, you can be hidden dragon.
Okay, what that means exactly. Okay.
I think it's moving.
Thanks, Zach. Okay, high knees.
We won't face each other yet, that's for the finale.
Exercise B.
Few of the people don't want to see. We do
We
have
do
10
a
seconds.
nice black and blue thing going on today.
I guess we do. Go for your speed, your energy level higher in those knees. Just stick where you are right now, get higher in that fourth set.
Rest.
Okay, back to no surrenders.
So if you're going like before, do the same thing. If you're leading with the same leg, do the opposite.
Yeah, so either you rotate the lead leg, or each set you change. So what I mean by that, the lead leg is the leg that goes up first, and the leg that goes down first. You can either rotate every time,
Or keep that going the whole
or
set.
go on the whole set.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
High knees. 3 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Exercise B.
Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1.
Rest.
Halfway there.
Oh, so close.
You can taste it. Tastes salty. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Exercise A.
Almost like a choreograph, Zach. Like Zumba.
It's like Zumba. If we get off beat, what do you call that? A solo.
Oh, that's great.
Rest.
Oh,
Are you going to do a Zumba cool down for us today?
oh, if only. But if I had the music, oh, darn the luck.
You can do it.
Exercise B.
You got the rhythm inside. It comes from here. This is that beating heart.
10 more seconds, high knees.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Okay. Last set of no surrenders.
3, 2, 1. Exercise A.
For this next set coming up, I got high hopes.
High hopes.
High knee hopes.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, sir.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Okay. Let's try to see the love in our eyes. We're looking into each other's eyes.
3, 2.
You look into your family's eyes,
Exercise B.
friends' eyes while you're doing this.
That's a really weird stare, Zach.
If you have a dog,
I'm scared.
is there a way to stare in a nice way? You're not creepy.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I'll get back to you, sir.
I've seen you practicing that in the mirrors here.
That's really
At the club.
Not pressing hard enough. Okay. The core break. Down dog with the knee pull. So get down to that down dog. Last core work of the day. Nice cool down way of doing it. Just draw that knee across your body towards the opposite hand. Try to, if you can, drop those hips down and then bring that leg up at the top. So across and then up. Really sink those hips down as you pull that knee through. And then raise that leg up as you come back. Woo!
We switch yet?
Switch now,
All
Sarah.
right, I feel it. You may wonder, how are Bruce and I talking when we're doing those cardio segments?
Barely.
Because you're not supposed to be able to. But it just happens that we're finely conditioned athletes. Or weren't working quite as hard as we could have been. We'll go with the first approach.
Yeah, exactly. And time. Okay, for the stretch. So we do a quick stretch and then we'll be done. So, into a child's pose. What does that mean? It means sink your hips down into your feet and then slowly lower your chest towards the floor. Stretch those arms out in front of you. You should feel this in your hips and in your lats, in your back. Now, inch your fingers away from your body. Feel that stretch extend through those lats. Take one hand, I'm going to take my right hand and put it by your right knee, and then extend the other hand just a little bit more. Feel a little bit more in that left lat, and then switch. This other hand by the same knee, and extend the opposite hand. Inch those fingers just a tiny bit more. Okay, now take one knee, I'm going to take my left knee, bring it in front of you, the other knee behind, both knees at a 90-degree angle, and then lean over that front knee. Sometimes called a pigeon pose, sometimes called a hurdler stretch.
You're trying to take my yoga job right now?
I guess I am. Okay, so lean over that knee. What I want you to do is lean until you can find where you can feel that stretch, not to pain, but just a little bit before that. Once you find that, hold it, and then just a little bit more of a stretch. Just extend it just a tiny bit more. Hold that for another few seconds. Okay, now take that knee that's in front, bring it up in front of you. That knee should be up in front of you. Now sink those hips toward that foot that's in front of you. Now raise your hands up over your head. Once you have those raised up towards the ceiling, you're going to drop them down over that knee and twist your body. And hold that stretch for just another second or two. Now lean back for a hamstring stretch. You can either have your hands on either your hips or on the ground, whatever works better for you. Have a tiny bit of bend in that knee and just bend and keep your back straight. Try to feel that in your hamstring. Okay, same thing, other side. So, both knees 90 degrees. Opposite knee in front. Lean over that knee. Feel that in the hip. Once you find that good stretch, just extend it a tiny bit more and hold. Okay, and then you'll notice Zach is much more flexible than me. Take yoga, it helps. Okay, knee up in front of you. And sink your hips towards that foot that's in front. Then hands up over the head. And after you have those held up, over the knee that's in front.
I have a lot less to say when I'm tired. The puns.
They were fine, hot and heavy, sir. I appreciate it. Okay, and then sink back for the hamstring stretch. Like I said before, either hands on the hips or on the ground. If you're a little less flexible, hands on the hips might feel better. Either way, though, try to keep your back straight.
Those ab sets today, though, those are horrible.
Horrible. Everybody, I'm paid to laugh. Okay, so now for a quad stretch. Point your knee at the ground. Now with these, try to find a spot a few feet in front of you on the ground and stare at it. I find it helps so you don't lose your balance. If you want to just grab a wall though, that will also help. Make sure your knee is pointed down and feel that in the quad and switch.
If you want to stare at Bruce for your focal point,
Don't.
we won't know.
We will all regret it. Okay.
It'll just haunt your dreams tonight.
Okay, and then 1 foot behind, let's do an IT stretch. So the foot that was up, go behind your other foot, and then over your body. Feel that all the way from your fingertips all the way through to your toes, and switch sides. And now let's just finish up with some triceps. So one arm over, try to put your hand between your shoulder blades, then don't grab the bone of the elbow, grab the muscle. Stretch out that tricep,
Timer is complete.
and then other tricep. And thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully this helped you out while you're stuck at home. Hopefully you enjoy some time with your family. Have a great day.
Yeah, I'm Zach, this is Bruce. Make sure to continue to cool down, get outside, get some fresh air, go for a walk. Fresh air, sunlight, beautiful thing for healing, especially this time what our country, society, world's going through. So take care of yourself, make sure you stay healthy, listen to your body, your mind, do what you need to do to be at your best. All right.
Thanks, Zach.